Force balloonist Captain Joseph Kittinger, Jr. is laced into an elaborate pressure suit in preparation for a daring ascent into the stratosphere. Kittinger, who weighs 150 pounds, packs 155 pounds of suit and equipment. The scientific goals of Kittinger's ascent are to test a new 6-foot stabilizer parachute designed to keep an ultra-high altitude jumper from spinning and blacking out before he can open the main chute. The balloon reaches a height of 19.5 miles.
There's the release, and there's the applause, a successful rise.
This is Mission Control. Felix's current altitude is 25,300 feet.
We're at 108,000 feet. There is an issue with the heat in the faceplate. Mission for the time being is continuing as the team considers what are the options. So the decision has been made. Baumgartner will jump.
Item 32, verify cutaway knife handle strap is attached and knife in proper position. Say roger if it's so.
Roger.
Okay, chest pack faceplate heat is on. Make certain that's is on and you got a red light.
Push all your I'm going over.
Jumper away.
right, he's just about there, and he's down on the earth safely. Down. Down on his knees. What a shot. So he has the new record.
Felix, welcome.
Good morning, everybody.
We're going to see some extraordinary video that you brought with you. But before that, tell us what was the biggest risk for you? What could have been the threat to your life?
Well, there's so many things, you know. You're completely surrounded by a lot of technique, and if technique fails, you have a lot of problems up there. And there's not much that you can do. You're very limited, so if something goes wrong, you're going to die within 15 seconds.
15 seconds?
Yes, sir. It's a very hostile environment, so you have to be really prepared. That's the reason why it took 5 years of preparation. We did a lot of preparation in the wind tunnel. We went to a chamber to do a full dress rehearsal. We did 2 test rooms from 90,000 feet from 100,000 feet, just to make sure we have enough knowledge to make that big one.
Mm-hmm. Let's show some of the new video that you have brought with us. And as we show this video, describe what we're seeing here. This looks like...
Well, this is right after the jump when it started to spin. It was a very violent spin. We call it flat spinning. That means all your blood is going to be pushed in your brain. And if you over-rotate at a certain RPM, the blood has only one way to leave your body, and that's through all your eyeballs.
Through the eyeballs.
So that means you're going to die.
a problem.
And it took me a long time to stop that spin. I was using up all my skydiving skills. Mm-hmm. And the big problem is there's no protocol. You cannot practice for this, you know, because you either go for supersonic or you don't.
Now, I've heard you say, Felix, that you're not claustrophobic, but that you were concerned about the suit, so much so that a coach came in to talk you through it. What did he do for you?
Well, the big problem is in the beginning, I had no problem at all. I was inside the suit, and if it was less than an hour, I was good. But then later on, the big task was to spend 5 hours in the suit, because this was the primary goal. And just by thinking about spending 5 hours in the suit, locked in your own little world, it's really hard to breathe, because it takes a lot of force to breathe inside the suit. It started to freak me out. It gave me anxious feelings.
You had a breakdown. What did the coach say to you?
Well, we talked a lot about how do you feel inside the suit. He always talked me into, you have to accept the suit as your friend. It cannot be your enemy. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, exactly.
honestly, it never became my friend, you know.
Yeah.
But
did you name it?
No. It's very uncomfortable, you know. It never feels natural.
How much of this was physical and how much was mental?
I think it was about 50-50. Mm-hmm. I was doing a lot of cardio over all these years to get physically in shape. Mm-hmm. But also mentally it was difficult. You know, 5 years of preparation, never lost focus. We had a lot of up and downs. We had a lot of bumps in the roads. But we set one foot in front of the other, and finally we reached our goal.
Following up on her question about skill, I mean, the skill is to stay focused.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things that you have to do. Just getting outside the capsule in a safe way and with the least amount of energy takes 41 steps. So Joe Kittinger, who did something like this back in the 60s, he was in mission control. He's the guy who set the benchmark. Mm-hmm. Back in the 60s, he read the checklist to me, and it's 41 steps to get outside the capsule. So you got to be so focused and determined.
That video is amazing, because we see you take that step. And what are you thinking when you take that step? Because I saw a shot of your mom crying when you were doing it. Did your mom ever tell you, Felix, please don't do this?
Almost every day.
Almost every day. And you didn't listen to your mom. You didn't listen to her.
Well, normally you should listen to your mom.
Yes,
you know?
you should.
But you have a goal in mind, you got to go for it.
So when you took that step, what is your last thought as you're stepping out?
It was all about business, you know.
Really?
The 10 seconds before, I always call it my breathing moment, because I knew I will never come back to that place. So I inhaled that moment, because 5 years of preparation. Yeah. I really wanted to enjoy that moment.
So what would it take? How much money? How much something to get you to do it again?
Well, there's nothing to gain anymore, you know. The primary goal was to break the speed of sound as a human person outside of an airplane. I did, so there's no money in the world that would make me do that again.
And no challenge in the world?
Well, there's always challenges out there, you know, but my next big goal is becoming, I'm already a commercial helicopter pilot, but I want to be a good rescue pilot. I want to put my skills into public service and mountain rescue people and firefight in the future.
Well, you really gave us something to watch. Really, we are cheering you on. And on a personal note, do you have a girlfriend? If you don't, I have someone I'd like to fix you up with.
And what's her name?
It's not Gail. It's not Gail. She's really
not
lovely.
have a girlfriend.
She's a daredevil. She swims with sharks. She's a badass like you.
Tell me.
So please leave me your number when you leave, Felix Baumgartner. I thank you.
I will.
You've
Gail,
never done that for me, Phil.
Yes.
Did it work?
You don't need my help, Mr. Rose.